The yogis talk about stillness. There's nothing really still about it. Um, Often when we talk to people or even ourselves who just maybe haven't had enough experience with being still, we often think of that stillness as a sort of retraction of life. It's a sort of a receding of life or a decaying of almost life. Sometimes we even have this archetype of withering away in the forest, these like aesthetics, things like that. But really, even for those ascetics, those hermits who are sitting quietly in the forest, there's anything but a decay. Really, the stillness comes from a vibrancy. It comes from an awakeness, not a sleepiness. And so it can sometimes be a little confusing, especially as an onlooker, as a worldly person who's we're spending our creative energies, we're spending our um, charismatic influence, our romanticisms, engaging the world, engaging people, engaging activities. And so when we think about meditating or becoming still, we think, oh, it's the opposite. It's the withdrawing of energy. But really, it's on another plane altogether. It's not the withdrawing of energy, but rather all that energy that we like to spend getting by, holding our social status, trying to climb our social ladders, or whatever it is that we do with our worldly activities, navigate our business. It's saying, hey, reallocate that energy, not cut it down, not decrease it, not let it wither away, but actually, stillness is the vibrancy of awakeness. Stillness is the recognition that you are sitting on top of a starship hurling through space really freaking fast. We are going really fast right now, sitting still. And so we're taking the energy that we're spending trying to be aware of our worldly separate endeavors, separate life type belief structures, and we're reclaiming some of that and all the other energy that we can possibly muster and find. And we're honing it into one awareness, one state. Right? So let's just keep framing this as you start to allow these words to sort of set your foundation for your sit tonight. You can see some things with your eyes, right? You're looking at this Zoom call, you can see others, you can see your room, your space. You're hearing things, you're hearing my words, you're hearing noises maybe in your room. You're thinking things about your day. You're comprehending the meaning of some of these words, at least trying to. And all these things, all these sensory perceptions, they're separate. You're seeing me talk and you're hearing words and you say that they're the same, but they're separate senses that come together and say, oh, that's one person giving a talk. But your eyes are seeing one thing, your ears are hearing another thing, and you say that they're the same. And that makes up a differentiated person. And with yoga, we just don't care. You're taking away some of that making up of the world. You're gathering that energy, and this is just sound. These are just colors. And instead of using that energy to sort of make up your differentiated world, you're experiencing a oneness. It requires a lot of awakeness. And these are the deep absorptive states that we look to have in sits like this and in your own practice when you're sitting quietly. That deep absorptive state is anything but a stupor. It's anything but a laziness. It is actually a deep aliveness, a serene awakeness. And in time, you learn that you can actually live in a differentiated world and have enough energy to sustain that serene awakeness while participating, while talking, while listening. That requires a lot of energy. This is why we practice. It's anything but the degradation of our energy. It's actually the culmination, the cultivation of what we would say maybe spirit, presence. So as we start to move towards our sit, you can maybe start to close your eyes if they're not already. And immediately that gesture is saying, hey, the energy that I was using to look and see my images with my eyes are not needed. I'm going to use that energy for a different means. Similarly, when you go to sleep, you're saying, hey, all the energy I've been spending being awake, I don't need it. And we think that we're just turning it off, but really we know that when we turn off, quote unquote, we go to sleep, there is a lot going on. There's a lot of deep internal organization that your brain does to be able to function the next day. Same thing, similar things happen in meditation. Turn off the eyes, gather that energy. You can try to think about pulling the energy off the eyes, but really it's just recognizing I don't need to see to do this work. That's it. You just have to know that. Don't need what my eyes see in order to do this work. The same thing goes for what your body is feeling. Weird though. It's a little weird. Think about it. You don't need to know what your body's feeling. You feel at a level beyond your body. Your heart is not your physical heart. In yoga, we call it the Haridaya. The Haridaya. The heart of hearts. It is not a physical heart. You can feel from here. And it doesn't really care what the body feels. It can know a love, it can know a union, can know a joy that is beyond physical, worldly life. As a human being, you have this power. You have this gateway. But it requires you knowing, don't need to see with my eye. Don't need to feel with my body. Now, we might use the eyes and use the body for lots of things. You just don't need them for this thing. I promise. Leaving them alone for a little while, for the time of this sit, they're only going to serve you better when you come back into those eyes, when you come back to your body. They'll only work better. They won't atrophy. If you ride a horse and ride a horse and ride a horse and ride a horse and ride and ride, eventually that horse, it'll serve you until it just dies. But if you get off the horse, you let it take care of itself. It'll go find some water, it'll go rest. And you'll get more miles out of that horse, giving it a chance to just be. So you're not abandoning your eyes. You're not abandoning your body. Just getting off their back for a little while. Try. Try to feel the invitation that's been put in front of you. You're not abandoning your eyes. You're not abandoning your body. Just getting off their back for a little while. Should you succeed, you'll have a little bit of energy. You can almost feel it, like an energetic consciousness just floating around in space. Once you get off the horse, you let the horse go take care of itself. Where does the rider go? Where does the consciousness go? The rider, your consciousness, goes to Haridaya, goes to the heart of hearts. It is an abode. It is a cave. In the back of that cave, well, there is no back to the cave. They say it's the center of all things. You've got your doorway. But if you go in there, you're in the same heart of hearts as all things. Go back out to the body, go back out to the eyes. Now you've got your own thing again. So try to recognize you don't need your eyes right now. You don't need your body right now. Let them go take care of themselves. Return to the heart of hearts. It can be a little nerve-wracking if you get close to the cave entrance. It can even be a little nerve-wracking if you go in. Because if you go in, you kind of forget about your eyes. You forget about your body. Oh, what if the horse runs away? What if I can't find it again? Don't worry. It's not true. That's pretend. You're making that up. You'll notice that if you go into the cave, there's a companion waiting at the door. The companion who waits at the cave's door is your breath. She's very faithful. She'll sit right at the cave's door. She'll get very quiet, very soft, but she'll still be there, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, waiting for you to pick her up again. She's the reins of the horse. So even if you go into the cave, the heart of hearts, your breath will not leave your side. Try it. See if you can leave your eyes, leave your body, go into the depth of the Hridaya. And you can look out, see your breath, very gentle, rising and falling. waiting for you to pick her up when you're ready. There's nothing to worry about. Don't bother leaving if you're there. Your body's doing great without you. So are your eyes. They're resting. But if your body's causing you discomfort, probably because you're still riding it, adjust your position and settle back in. Try really hard to remember your eyes don't need you right now, and you don't need them. Just for a little while. You don't even need your body. It doesn't need you. Just for a little while. Now your thoughts, they're going to howl at the cave door. But you don't need them either. They're tricks of the wind. are not really there. Try to ignore your thoughts. You don't need them in the heart of hearts. They are not what you are. They can be left back, just like the eyes, just like the body. Leave your mind. Put it down. Enter the cave door. Enter the Hridaya. Settle down. Rest a while. You may find it quite awake. It's hard to trust it. The world has told us reasons to go back out. They're not true. It's okay if you believe them for a little while. Come out of the cave. Just listen to your breath. Breath is like a wind, gently blowing its breeze back and forth. You need to feel something. Feel the breath. It's hollow and empty, and it's gliding on the surface of the cave. This is a good companion. The body is eager to lead you back into the world of many. The thoughts, the mind is eager to lead you back into the world of many, as are the five senses, the eyes. And your emotions, they will drown you in the many. The Hridaya is beyond these things. It exists when they do not. Your heart, your home, exists without the body, without the mind, without the senses, without emotions. Go beyond them for a little while. Like a faithful, well-trained horse, they won't run away. They're just going to rest a little while. Enter the heart of hearts. If you need something, feel the breeze of the breath. Let the breath get lighter and softer. Just outside the cave's door. Breath, she knows how to party. She knows how to be loud. But she won't if you're in the heart. She'll stay soft and quiet. You might get caught in a whirlpool. You might get caught in a cul-de-sac, in a dead end. You might get caught in a flap or a fold. Thoughts, emotions, sense perceptions. They love to grab our attention. Don't be upset about it. It's fine. It happens. Just remember those fat flaps and folds, those hollows, those cul-de-sacs, those dead ends, those whirlpools. They're not home. They're the edges. They're the adventures. Nothing wrong with them. But there's times to get off the horse, rejuvenate, remember. So if you get yourself caught and you figure it out, oh yeah, that's not home. Remind yourself, you exist beyond your eyes, beyond your body, beyond your thoughts, beyond your emotions. You are before them. You will be when they will not. They can disappear right now. You can't. You can't escape yourself. Leave them alone for a little while. Go back to being just you. That's all there is. Just you in the heart of hearts. Try to remember how much love is right there. Try to know it. Recognize that you're here. Recognize you're awake. Recognize you didn't go anywhere. You stayed still. The body came and went. The thoughts come and go. The emotions rise and disappear. But you're here, awake, alert. Maybe you can realize you're unmovable. You've always been stillness. Rest your body. Digest your experience. If you'd like to remain in your practice, you can sign up from the call now. Otherwise, I will pause the recording and we can do questions.